When you ask me about Occupy Wall Street, I got to tell you, this is something very near and dear to me because it's people, and it's the vast majority of people. It's not the elite. It's not those who have separated themselves from people who are, frankly, detached from reality in a lot of ways. It's the vibrance of our planet, the people. And Occupy Wall Street is grassroots. It's there. It's the people. It is the people. The people are it. So there's no real iconic way, one iconic way to symbolize or define Occupy Wall Street, because it's as varied as the individuals in the world. And there's, so you can't confine it. You can't stop it. Like, that's been said. It's a movement. It's an idea whose time has come, and you can't stop it. Oh, you can suppress it, and Lord knows the police are trying. Politicians and government are trying. The 1% are trying. But you can't stop it, because it's the people, and it's the people's expression. And like anything else, it can be common, complacent, and it can accept the status quo. Or it can be passionate, uncommon, and it can rebel against the status quo. And it can look for something new and something better. And that's what Occupy Wall Street is doing. And people say, well, Occupy doesn't know what it's doing, doesn't know what it wants. It doesn't have to know what you know, and it doesn't have to relate to you in the way you want to be related to. It's an art form. These people, one thing they do know is that things aren't right the way they are. And they're expressing this in each and every way that is unique to each and every person. But the common chord is things are not right, and things can be better, and we want to make it better. Now, how pure and how artistic is that? So when their expression comes out, it's inconvenient, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable for a lot of people. And maybe you're looking at it wrong if you think you can't understand it. Maybe you just have to look at what it means to you. The same way you look at a piece of artwork, especially something abstract that's not giving you all the answers right there. It doesn't tell you it's a picture of a house, a boy, and a dog. You look at it and you don't know what it is. Well, give it a thought. What does it mean to you? What does it make you feel? What does it bring out? If you're angry, go with that. Think about it. If you're made, to feel sorrowful by it, go with that and think about it and relate it to what matters in your life and why these people are compelled and what compels you about them. I'm so hurt personally by the condition of the country and the way that our government is running things. I mean, the assault on civil liberties, individual liberties, has been absurd, and the warring nature of our country, the way we've been since virtually the end of World War II, and the way business has its fingers, they call them tentacles, into everything, and it seems like the most profit and money to be made comes out of war, so it all goes back into funding war and more war and suffering. And you know what I want to know? I want to know what if. What if we took a different path? And that's what's so important about Occupy Wall Street. They know that this isn't right. And they want us to take a different path, to look at things differently. Why not? What's going on right now, isn't working. If it's working in your mind, then maybe you are the 1%, because for 99% of us, it's not really working. There's too much suffering. There's too much of all the bad things that are possible from human nature. So what if we took a different path? What if we put all that intellect, all that talent, all that creative nature, all the resources into something other than war, other than aggression, other than this imperialistic way that America, pushes the rest of the world around, and it just enforces its will on everyone. What if we turn that inward and we led by example instead of force? We led by example instead of fear. We led by the achievement of the best things in life. We have the best military. We have the best weapons. We have the best science of war. But we don't have manufacturing. We don't have good schools to teach our children the basics of life. We don't have good families. We don't have good food. We don't even have real food anymore. We don't have a good quality of life anymore. What if we took all that money that we spend? It can't be called anything more than what it is, and it's evil. What if we took all that money and all those resources, all that intellect, all that creativity, and all that power and used it for good? Oh, think of where we could be. And then we could lead by example. We could lead with prosperity. We could lead with quality of life. We could lead with the beautiful things of human nature, the beautiful things of life.
What's next?
Right now I'm working on a film project that I want to start shooting in June of this year. It's a feature-length film. It's not going to make the world a better place. It doesn't have a great humanitarian message. It's something strictly self-serving. And it's a story, a thriller, a chiller, maybe a little bit of a horror movie. But it's a story that I've created based a little bit in fact and a great deal in imagination. And we're looking to shoot beginning in June and have it finished within the next 11 months through post. And it would be my first feature-length narrative film. I've done a feature-length documentary and I've done some shorts. But that's what I'm really concentrating on right now. It's called The Stray, and it's got a Kickstarter going if you want to go on Kickstarter and log into The Stray. What I like about the process of filmmaking is it's a community effort. You can't do a film on your own. I've tried. It takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of different viewpoints. It takes a lot of resources, many resources, so it takes a lot of people, and I'm getting to work with some very talented and very interesting people, and I'm going to create a great story, and I'm going to work hard on it and make it the best I can, and then I'm going to look back on it and say, whatever I do next is going to be better.
Any words of advice for aspiring, multifaceted, creative people, just like yourself?
I believe that most people who learn to think creatively are multifaceted. I mean, that's part of creativity. You never look at something the same. You never accept what's common, and you think outside the box. So this kind of helps to generate, lots of layers in creative people. And I'm always interested to see just how many layers there are to people. So my advice is nurture your layers. Do what you're comfortable with, sure. But if you're going to just remain comfortable, you're not going to broaden your mind and your creativity as much as you can. So experiment, reach out, take risks, try something you're not comfortable with. And as soon as you become comfortable with it, maybe it's time to start looking at something else. But above all, do what you really are. Creativity, again, being a part of what you are, give the world that. Give them the truth about what you are and about your life's experience and about your imagination. Don't ever underestimate yourself. Don't ever say, I don't have enough education, I'm not good enough, I'm not talented enough, I don't have a broad experience.
what you have is going to be unique to you and different than anything anybody else has. So if you're going to give the world your creativity, give them a part of yourself. Give them what's in your soul.